I'm pretty sure that I have my container app already in here, saved. Of course, I don't really know what it's called. It might be called...
Loyalty Central app.
Yes. So there's no right, there's no wrong. You know, all this stuff evolves. Okay, so I did this by myself. Okay. And after I did this, I sent it over to someone that has some graphic design experience, and they redesigned it for me, and I'm glad they did. But all I did to create this thing here, you're familiar with Google Images?
Yes.
Google Images is your friend, or at least it can be. And really all the different pieces of this that I've used are images from Google Images. So that's definitely something... Excuse me?
Just copy and pasting?
Yeah, we're going to do it in a moment.
Okay. Cool.
So step number 1 is your logo, which I actually have in here now, which is here. You want to get this logo so that it has a transparent background.
Okay.
Because as it is, when you look at this, you can see I've got the Loyalty Central logo, and you see how I have it laid, it's inlaid. It's like part of the imagery up here. You see that?
Yeah.
And if you've got a white background, then you're limiting what you can do to something that's got a white background.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, with the palm trees, yeah. Okay, the sky has that.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got multiple layers. There's one white here. There's another white here. There's a third white here and here. And that's 3 different whites over top of the palm trees. Do you see that?
Yes.
Right? So there's removing one. There's removing one. There's removing one. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But if I don't have the white there, then the logo doesn't stand out. You can't see the logo. You put the white there, and now all of a sudden the logo shows up. This particular white, I've got it at 57%. Do you see this?
Yeah.
As opposed to having it at 100%. And then I have a second one there, and all of a sudden, to me, it stops looking like something that I had the ability to do when I first got started, and it starts to intimidate me. This piece right here, these 3 different stripes, again, that's a Google Images sort of thing.
And it came transparent?
Well, whether it does or doesn't, I have a tool that I use. You want to write this down. It's called Clipping Magic. clippingmagic.com. This is some of the best money that I spend is with these guys right here. And with this particular service, I can take an image and I can use this to remove the background. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And when we scroll down here, all of these images here, I've removed the background. That's why they're here. So you see I've got this green swirl. I've got this blue swirl.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Right? I've got icons. That orange swirl. And that stuff all comes from Google Images. There's a red swirl, a blue swirl, and basically it allows you to be able to take images and stack them and then use that swirl as a softening agent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
it's a transition. See how I've got this green stuff and whatever going on up here, and then down here I've got this harsh grayish thing down here.
Yes.
And then I've got this image here that connects the two. Otherwise, you've got that hard transition, and that doesn't look good. So you put something over top of it. I can make this bigger. I can take it and turn it. See that? And now I have literally covered the transition. So now there's no edges, there's no hard edges showing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's little tips and tricks like that that I use to be able to do anything I'm trying to do. So, do you have like a, like you'll see here when I first started with this, Loyalty Central, where local and loyalty meet. That was the tagline that I came up with.
Okay.
So you've got business direct connection, the spirit of business direct connections. And, ultimately this thing you have down here, sometimes you're going to want to use that exactly like it is, although it's sort of small. You may not even be able to see it. Right?
Okay.
So there are times where you're going to want to use this as is. There are times you're going to want to cover this up and then put the spirit blah, blah, blah down below. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then, of course, there are going to be... another tool. Are you familiar with the snipping tool?
Yes, I am.
Great. The snipping tool, along with that other thing, is how I live my life. So, here's the snipping tool right here. Click that. And voila. Here's my logo. So I can take this logo and save it. We can call this logo. We can go up here, upload logo.
What's that noise?
Okay, so there's the logo. And we're in the clipping magic right now, right?
Yep.
And it's as simple as green, you're going to keep it. Red, you're going to get rid of it. So I put my green dot there. I got my red one here.
Oh.
Eliminate all the white.
And now I have a transparent background.
Oh.
And I can come down here and I can make my thing smaller so I can get these tips that are now being left out.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, yeah.
And I can make this bigger. Get these corners.
And we won't look so round.
It's whatever you want to do. And There. 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 There.
You right clicking or left? What is that noise in the background?
You can still. I'm sorry. That's why I moved. My wife started cooking, so I moved out the kitchen for the dining room.
Oh.
See, and now I can download what I have and take a look at it.
Can you put yours on mute so that?
Yes, I can. Sorry about that.
And let's see, we're gonna open this file. Logo. Clipped. And there is the transparent image.
Okay.
So let's create our background. In doing so, it's going to be 640 wide, and then I'll make it like 2400 long pixels. And now I have a long document. From here, we are going to have, like, it literally starts, and we can start with our logo. We can make this bigger so we can see. And we've got 50. Okay, and we are right there. We are just fitting on the page. Now, do you see how small the spirit of Business Direct Connections is?
Yeah.
And so either that works for you or it doesn't work for you. It's really simple to alter. Literally, without going back to your person, you can get rid of that line down there. You can take this thing here and you can move it down just a smidge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you're basically recreating your logo. So you're going to want to have your logo as just the icon, as the entire logo, all of that.
Okay.
Then from there, we can go to Google Images. And what I like to find a lot are wallpapers. Like, I might go with a gray wallpaper. And getting a gray wallpaper, your logo colors should stand out on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I could get something like this right here. And literally, that could be my background. And see what happens when I have my icon on top of that?
Yeah. What did you press to make that show up more?
Well, right here is a button called Arrange, and all this is going to do is change whether this is in the front or in the back.
Okay.
Right? So in this instance here, I've got all this going on, right? And the question is, like, with all of these white things here that we were talking about earlier,
yeah,
where they're located makes a real big difference. If I take one of these white things and bring it to the front, now it's over top of my logo. You can't see the logo as well anymore. And maybe that's what you're going for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I can come here and I still have that thing selected and I can make it go backwards one step at a time. But think about it. You've literally got, 25 different things on this screen. So as I'm making this thing go back one at a time, before it gets all the way to the back of the image, I've got to click it 25 times. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Or I can click it once and I just sent it all the way to the back.
Okay.
And now that it's at the back, I can bring it forward one at a time.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden it just showed up where I can see it now down here, whereas I couldn't before. If I click it to send it backwards, see how that just changed right here?
Yeah.
Right? So I think, and see, this is too far forward because now I can't really see this white writing that is on top of it. Send it backwards and it's much easier to see. Or I could put another color that goes behind there that's going to have an impact as well. Again, if I was going to have this as my background image,
Mm-hmm.
and notice I've got a hard line here, right? This is where I would either leave it as a hard line, which would be fine, or I could think about putting some sort of transition there. Does that make sense?
Right.
And then same thing when I get down to the bottom of this, based upon what my messaging is going to be, it could be a situation where right here,
You use a little blue swirl.
well, before we go there, we're going to get some icons. Okay. So, you know how to hold down the control button and then you can select multiple things?
Yes.
Perfect.
Now, how are you making that move, that icon?
pulling it from the bottom of the screen out the slot, putting it onto the backdrop.
Yeah, you see my tray that I have down here?
Yeah.
So that's information, location, and notifications.
There you go.
Right.
And so, you see, I can have a hard transition here if I want to, and I've got
Right.
these on a white space, and that would look perfectly fine. So much of it has to do with just design. Realistically, it's art. So there is no right, there is no wrong, and there is no permanence to it. Because what it looks like today is not necessarily what it looks like tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
And, the Photoshop versions do vary. So how I do it in this version of Photoshop compared to how you do it in the version that you're using, two completely different things.
Yeah, because you got your social media Photoshop, and then you have your commercial Photoshop.
See,
Which versus I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I mean, if you say so. I don't know enough about it to even make that statement. I bought Photoshop years ago, and at Best Buy, and I opened up the package, and I went to go and try and use it, and I was not successful. And so I put it back in the package and pulled it out 3 years later when we got into this business.
Yeah.
And I gave it to my partner and said, "Here, you use this." So it's a matter of determining what you literally want to have inside. I hear you.
That's your dog.
Yeah. He's all energized because of the cold weather.
Oh.
He also thinks my daughter might be coming to see him at any moment. That gets him really excited. Oh, one of the cool things that they have here.
Oh yeah, I'm lining it up. I'm sure it's even. This thing you're on is pretty neat. I haven't seen anything like this. I usually go through different websites.
Well, if you can...
Because it's kind of like Microsoft Power, and it's got like everything, the components of Microsoft, Excel, Power, and Word, pretty much.
Well, you see, that's just it. When I was younger, when I was doing things that didn't need to be this kind of precise, then that's all I used were the Microsoft products. And the only reason that I graduated to this stuff is because I had something done and they said to me, "Oh, you need to get a professional tool." And I was like, "What are you talking about? How much more professional can you get than using Microsoft?" And they sort of laughed at me. Because my proof that they did was it ended up coming out too dark.
Oh, because you weren't able to adjust the colors in the backdrop like you are able. No. Okay. This makes sense.
Okay, and so we have something. Now, for this area that's here, what are we going to do? Well, let's go with, first of all, we're going to bring this down. Getting it to move just a little bit is a lot easier when your image is bigger. Then you can micromanage that image. And I still don't have it where I want it. Okay. That is... Alright, that's good. Okay, and then later we're going to crop it to remove all the extra space that's at the top.
Okay.
So we're going to... Got the logo on the one side up there, the other side down here, because more than likely in the phone screen, you'll see the logo here, and then once you start to scroll down, then you'll see the logo down here.
Right.
So then we just have to decide what we want our messaging to be. So we've got the spirit of business direct connections. All right. So with this image that we have here, we've got all these different connections that are taking place. So that tells me something. That is congruent with, it goes hand in hand with our messaging.
Okay.
We just have to decide what we want to say. So we're going to do this. We're going to come in here, and we are going to do favorites. We are going to... Okay. So... we are going to have And a smart young man like yourself will find you getting the right font size so that you're not trying to do it by eye.
Yeah. Keep adjusting what you think is the right size.
Oh, you could be doing that all day.
So once you click on the T and then go up there to that arrow, it allows you to size it, correct?
Well, I just seen something that caught my eye, but I mean, you probably can see it too. It's right in the left-hand corner. When you click on the word, it shows like 120, the width and length, like 120. When it got all the little boxes around it, and you're doing the size.
Well, it's font size, so all that stuff is up here. When you go, see,
right there, yeah. Okay.
But again, this is on my version of Photoshop.
Right.
You must be at, hold on a second. You must be at lunch.
No, I'm at the house.
Why?
Because we had water damage done to our home, and so there's some pulling up the tile in two of our bathrooms, so I've got to be here for the rotor guys. Then I got to take the dogs in the dog kennel. So I need to find out. So how are we doing this? It's already back into my account. I just had to spend like $3,000 on an Airbnb for the next 7 days.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm literally in the middle of a conference call, like a training thing. So let me call you when I'm done. And obviously, since you're not at work, you're going to be around.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call you back shortly.
Bye.
All right, bye. And see, profile settings. And now, there's all kinds of different features that are available to be used. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at the different features and figure out what features you want to put inside of your app. Once you know what features you're going to be using, then it makes it very simple, because then you're just trying to figure out exactly where you're putting them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you've got a sheet of paper that already has every single feature that you're going to be doing written down, then there's no wonderment, because if you're trying to do design without a game plan, without a roadmap,
yeah, trust me, I know.
There you go.
It's a road to disaster.
Oh, you'll just be there all day.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
So you're building the page in Photoshop, and then you'll just transfer it onto the app.
Into the app, yep.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
And
all of your design work will be done in a place like Photoshop or whichever one of the things you're using.
Yes, I have Photoshop Elements 2019 and Premiere Elements.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got, I don't even know what I have. I do have an Elements, I just don't know which one. And I know that several years ago I had people that were trying to do that were trying to watch my stuff and follow me and and literally do the same thing. And they discovered that was not going to be possible. Now, what I did to be able to get my icons is the exact same thing. I went to Google Images, and the same way that we... Oh, and by the way, look at me. When we looked at gray wallpaper, which I just pulled right out of the air,
Right.
based upon the colors of your logo... I mean, there's no limit.
Right, I see.
To the number of options, and it's.
Could you mute, please?
I called the number they gave me for payment arrangement.
Oh my God.
See, so all of these are options, and down at the bottom, it's even saying show more results. And if you again, we ended up picking this one here out of the blue, okay? And right here, view more.
Okay.
And we've got all these, and then if we click view more, then it's going to go into another group of things that are more like the one that you selected than the other ones.
Okay.
Right? And so then right along... with something like that. Let's see.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting, like I just did one of these things for a golf course. And as I was doing it, the guy said to me, he said, oh, the color that you selected, the green color that you selected was not exactly what we're looking for. We were thinking more along the lines of blue. I said, great. What I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to go to Google Images and get me a swatch of the blue that you have in mind. Okay, so this is gray waves. This is what I'm looking for. And when I look back at your logo, and you've got blue in your logo, I'm looking at this right here like, voila. And this does not have a watermark. So again, I can come in here. I can save this image as tot.
And that's the clipping magic you went into, right? You uploaded it.
That's right. And it's just that, I mean, these are the tools I use. The Photoshop, the snipping tool, the clipping magic, and Google Images.
Okay.
And I come in here, And I want all this. Got the red. Make this smaller. And then I can download this. I can come here. And then I've got my image. I can grab this. And it's there because I can see these dots. But I know that it's behind everything else. So I can bring it to the front.
Oh, it's too big.
And I can make it whatever size I would like. And I'm just trying to get rid of that line there. I can take it. I can turn it. And then it's a question of where do I want it? Send it to the back. And now my logos are on top of it. But it's also over top. Oh, maybe it isn't. Let me see here. So we're going to send this all the way to the back. There. So now all of a sudden it covers up that line, and I've got my icons overlapping it.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to, I could do the same thing at the top. I can introduce it there, and you know, and this has a white background. That was, remember we talked about that. So when you get that logo with a transparent background, it gives you more options of what you can and cannot do.
Okay.
And then,
so if you wanted, you could use a different gray backdrop up at the top. Background?
Well, yeah, because that's what I'm saying is we've got this swirl.
And it goes over that harsh line like you were saying.
Yeah, so with that swirl, we're limited in what we can do. Because this has a white background.
Right.
Okay, and then from here, oh, I was going to show you. My icons. So, let's see. I mean, are these enough options for you for icons?
More than enough.
Right? So it's just a matter of finding what you're looking for and utilizing those tools. And I mean, right here, here's a group of them where they all look consistent, right? But first, it's a question of what are the features that I want to include? That's question number one. Once I understand what the features are that I want to do, then I can start looking for icons that are going to match up with those features. Am I looking for black icons, white icons, icons that have color, gray icons, right? Any one of these are going to have a different impact on the overall finished product. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
These are blue.
I put some purple.
You what?
Purple. There's purple.
Yeah, I mean, you can come in here and put in purple icons. And like this sheet right here, you could use this sheet right here, make them all bigger, cut them out individually, and stick them inside of the clipping magic to get rid of the background, and stick them in place. Now, you'll also see that this particular one has a watermark over top of it, so it screws some of them up, but you just got to come in here and keep looking until you find what you're looking for. See, like this one here, the watermark is right here in the middle, which leaves all of these on the outside unaffected.
Right.
That's got a watermark.
Right.
That has a watermark. They're also different purples.
Mm-hmm.
So to your heart's content, right? And so right here, I can literally come in here and say, first of all, let me make sure we've got. See,
The settings icon.
you want to be sure that you like how this purple interacts with the purple in your logo. See what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So step number one was, hey, I've got a whole sheet of these things here. Step number two was, okay, wait a second, does this color purple match up? And if it does, then I'm coming in here with my snipping tool. In fact, what I can do is, you can do it a couple ways. You can come in, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to need to have these things cut up into pieces anyway.
Right.
So, okay, we'll come back to that. I just clicked on it, which is now going to take me to the page where the thing is located. And as you can see, for $8.60, I can buy this list. So I can either buy them. Look, they're telling me 70 of these things, blah, 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 and they're already fully transparent. See that?
Yeah.
So for 70 fully transparent icons, I can buy them here, or I can just continue to just steal them.
Okay.
And if I'm going to steal them, I can come in here and I can,
Snip it.
yeah. So, S1. See, a lot of these things are actually social media things. I don't want to use those.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've got 6 icons. Then I come back here.
Mm-hmm.
And
And when you upload them, it automatically goes into that box at the bottom.
so we're going to do that 6. I mean, that wasn't even 60 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we come here. Three, 2, 1.
Oh.
Ta-da! Does that make sense?
Yes.
Ta-da! So your purples are pretty close. And this is, this is how you build it. It's a matter of what are my features, where am I going to put them, what's my messaging going to be. Again, you take this, the spirit of business direct connections, you can have it bigger right here so you can actually see it.
Yeah.
And let's see. And just to give you an idea, when you go to save this stuff, you want to save it as both a PNG. That's what you're going to upload as a PNG file. And you also want to save it as a PSD file, and that way you can go back into it and work on it again later. Does that make sense?
Okay. Could you repeat the PNG and what's the other one?
PSD, which is just a Photoshop file.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you come into the back office, there's two different places that you can go. You can go into the Create App section. That's where you turn on and turn off features. And then you can go into the Login section, and that's where you're actually going to manage features. So when we go into the Create App section, back here there's three different sections. Design app, build app, publish app. You don't have to worry about publishing yet, so there's nothing there to even do. You're going to come here to build app. And in the build app area, here are all of your features. Points, redeem, notification, image gallery, refer friends, store locator, website, website list, punch card, event calendar, fan walls, settings, reward level, profile, review and ratings, info tab, call us, forms, mortgage calculator, tip calculator, GPS coupon, VIP reward coupon, notification, admin. That has to do with, as well as the member profile. The admin has to do with chat, two-way chat. Down here, there's more stuff. So you want to determine what you want to use and don't. For employee schedule, it's already inactive, so everything started out as inactive. So you want to come in and turn on the things that you're going to be using.
And it'll,
Notifications. Active.
okay.
Image gallery. Active. Refer friends. Active. Website. Website list. Information tab. Profile. Forms is a good one. Okay, tip calculator, mortgage calculator, probably not. You're probably not going to have them calling you. Let's see.
Appointment booking.
Are you going to be having people booking appointments with you?
Well, that was just an option. Yes, I probably would. I don't know. I like the shopping carts. That's if the person wants that.
Well, there's two different things. Right now we're trying to figure out what you're going to have in your app.
Right. Appointments, I probably would. Yes.
Whatever, you know how to turn it on, you know how to turn it off. So it's on, and turning it off is as simple as coming in here and clicking the button.
Okay. Do you have like gift card? Is there or one that you can use as a gift card that redeem? Couldn't that be like a gift card?
Are you going to have coupons?
Yeah.
For you, you're going to have coupons. You're selling something that you're offering a discount on? See, what you have in your app and what your customers have in their apps, two completely different things.
I understand. Yes, I know.
This is where the menu is. You've got 3 different menus you can opt for. I suggest you just pick one and go with it. You can put a header in here, and then literally once you do, you can then look inside of the app and see what they look like, because there's only 3 to toggle between.
Okay.
All right. From here, let's go back, and now we're going to log in. Once you log in, we're going to come down to settings. Actually, we're in container apps up top. And home screen. So same thing in creating the main app. What do I want to have in here available? What don't I want to have in here available? This should be the home screen where we're actually going to upload the image we just created. And okay, image. Yes, perfect. Okay. So the image is called testing. then we got to choose our functionality. And this is a piece of technology that we have that's patent pending. It's multifunction. So instead of that image only having one thing that it does a whole bunch of things.
Oh, okay.
And here's our image.
Okay.
Am I making sense? Now,
Yeah.
from here, this button is Assign Change Functions. We click on that, and this is what allows us to be able to add the functionality. So we click right here. If they click anywhere where this yellow box is, they're going to enter the settings. See, so we select settings from the list. Voila. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See, so if he's making your images for you, you can still come in here and place the technology.
Okay. Now, could you show me how you did the functions? Because I missed that.
That's what we're doing right now.
I see when you first started, where was the tab to get to add functions?
Okay, are you watching?
Yeah.
I click there, and there's a yellow box.
Right click or left click?
I just clicked.
Right click or left clicking? Oh, okay.
Function, all the functions are right here.
Okay.
And all right. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. This is save. Okay, so once we click that, like
It didn't have favorites on there, so you click the other one.
I found that in it's forms. Favorites is in forms, which
Oh, okay.
you need to know because every single app you put in here is going to have that. Right?
Okay.
Notifications. Notifications. Now, I don't think you're going to be putting your address in here.
No.
We need to turn some more things on so that locations is available in here. I wonder. Okay. I will say none. Okay, and then this will be information. Okay, so after we add those things, we click the submit button. And now, if you were to go into your app, into your demo, literally, this is what you would be looking at, and you would be able to click on any of those things and pull it up.
Okay.
So, store locator. Again, I don't think you're going to be using this, but for the demo that we have now. Come on.
But I will. Yes, later. So you just need to turn that on, though.
Yeah, and I have this meeting going on, so funny things are happening.
Okay.
Let's see. If you're going to have them with the ability to call you, click this here. A calendar, like an event calendar, is here. See, for inside of the individual apps, yeah, I get that you're going to have a lot of those things. But inside of your main app, that's where I question how many of those things you're going to have.
Oh, right.
Now, another one, here, let's go back to here, and we're going to put in, okay, so you're going to have outlets that are going to be in here. So we can do something like, I want to do a purple line. Okay, so again, I'm about to use my snipping tool. We're going to go here.
That was a great idea. Get the color from there.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of my life trying to match colors when I have the color right there.
Right.
Again, the bigger the image is, the easier it is to be able to control.
So it's better to work on a laptop or a computer. Don't be trying to do that design.
You can't do this on your phone. It's not even possible.
I know. A lot of people.
Oh, no, you can't do Photoshop on your phone. No. The bigger the computer, the more monitors, all that stuff, the better off you are. Okay, so from here, we're going to save ourselves again.
Okay.
And we called this testing. Testing 1. And we save that. And we come back here and we go back to home screen. Okay, dog, hold on. And we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. AE. Testing 1. Submit. Then we click the Assign Functions button. And this is where we're going to have our, where you can click to get to the apps. Right? So all we've done, and this is outlet. Or is this category? Category. Okay, this is outlet. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. Then this is outlet. Nope, this is category. Favorite.
Okay, wait. You put outlet under categories. Oh.
Well, what you're going to do, where you've got your outlets here, it's all a question of how deep your group of businesses is going to go. Because on mine, it says, you know, if you look at the Loyalty Central app and make sure that Trey has the Loyalty Central app, and you'll see that when you click on my list of businesses, it's talking about Boise, Idaho, Cleveland, Ohio. It could say restaurants, barbershops. So it's a question of how many layers deep are you going to have? Is it going to say Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and then you click on Georgia, and then it says Macon, Atlanta, you know, Smyrna. And then you click on Smyrna, and it says, you know, these are the 20 businesses in there. So it's just a question of how deep is it going to go. And realistically, where it starts and where it finishes are potentially two different things. Now, do you have an iPhone or an Android, or both?
I have both. Okay.
Well, on Android, you can download an app called The Preview Tool. It's 3 words. The Preview Tool. And when you do that, when you do that, here is your preview app code right here. Do you see that? So you plug that code into the preview tool, and you're looking at what we've created so far on your phone.
That's how I'll build the okay, so that's how I'll build the
No, that's how you're going to look at the app on your phone. Because right now, look at the stage that the app is in. So you want to see it on your phone so you can visualize how it's going. On iPhone, what you can do, hold on, I'm logging in. Here, let me do this. So there's the preview tool. I click on that. So this is what it looks like when you open up the preview tool. See that? And then I got to enter the code 0776833. Write this down.
Now, is that on the iPhone?
On the Android phone, you can download an app called the Preview Tool. When you do, put in an email, put in a password, create your account. It's going to ask you about a referral code. You can skip that. And here's our app. How cool is that? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty neat. Yes.
No.
Yes. And for iPhone, you do the same thing?
On Android. Oh. For iPhone, you got more work you've got to get done. And then once that work is done, you can download the APK file. You see this button right here? This is where you go to generate the APK file.
Oh, now I see it, yes.
This is a completed one that has the APK file.
Okay.
And you can actually download this file and then open it up on an iPhone, and then you'd actually have the app on your phone prior to it actually being live in the App Store, and you'd be able to do the same thing. If you've got Android, your life is much easier. Just using the preview tool on Android, and that's going to have you here.
Okay.
We click on loyalty outlets, and of course we don't have any loyalty outlets there right now. We click on notifications, and look at that. We already got a push notification. There's nothing under location. We don't have any information in there. So step number 1 is designing your home page. Until you have your home page, you don't have your direction, so to speak. Okay, from there, when we go back into the app, okay, so that's the home screen. Manage outlets. This is where you go to start creating apps that are going to be inside of your app. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's add a new one.
Yes.
Test 1. App name. Test 1. Username. Test 1. Password. Test 1. Address 123. Test Ave. Test Ohio. Phone number 772-833-7373. Email test1@gmail.com. We give it a date for the start. We give it a date for how long it's available. Same email, test1@gmail.com. Active, submit. Manage outlets. Now we have an outlet. And this is a whole nother app.
Okay.
So we're going to come in here to manage the app features,
Okay.
and we're going to turn on all the things that the app is going to have. Does this look familiar? We were just here.
Yeah.
Push notifications. Turn them on.
Yes.
Photo gallery. And now the question is, what kind of business is this? Right? Based on the type of business this is, determines the stuff you're going to have available. So push notifications, photo gallery, the location,
Okay.
a website. A website list means you've got a group of websites like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. Are they going to have loyalty cards? If so, how about a punch card? That's one of the more basic loyalty programs. The queue, you're not going to use that very much. Event calendar is what it is. A lot of times people have event calendars on their phone. On their website. If they do, just use that. Don't create a new one.
Right.
Fan wall.
Okay.
Submit receipt pertains to the loyalty. Reviews and ratings pertains to if they've got Yelp and they want to have where the people can be doing Yelp reviews right through the app. Information tab, turn that on. One-touch calling. Forms, they can take surveys of their customers. Mortgage calculator, tip calculator, GPS coupon, VIP, these are coupons. VIP reward, the regular coupon is pretty simple and basic.
Okay, the GPS coupon is just the direction.
No, it's a coupon. It's one of the 7 loyalty programs. I don't know that I've ever used it. You show up at someone's business, and when you get there, you can open it up and see what it is. It only works when you're in their business. There's an employee schedule, a hotel booking module, restaurant booking module, food ordering, time slot booking, appointment booking, a shopping cart, a scratch card. So you've got access to all of these things. Do they have it in the business? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Are they interested in having it? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't.
Okay.
Newsletter, that pertains to the email. With all apps, you will have a fully integrated email program where you can import existing email lists and send bulk emails. Geofence push notifications.
Oh, great.
Autopilot push notifications.
Okay, let me ask you. The autopilot and geofencing notification, that's in a geographical area?
There's your description. So each one of the features has a description just like that.
Okay.
With the emails, there's a bunch of different types of emails. With the
Okay.
push notifications, there's a bunch of different kinds of push notifications.
Okay.
As cool as it is, many people don't use it. With Geofence, you can literally create a fence. And you can set that fence up over there someplace. Anyone that has the app on their phone that goes into that fence is going to get the message that you have set up to go out to them. Sounds cool, doesn't it? It is cool. Most people don't use it, but it's there. It's cool. It's one of the cool things that you can sell. Even if your people don't use it, you're selling the concept that they can. So we've got all of those features turned on inside of that particular app. We go back to, and that's for this particular outlet here. So now we're going to log in. We are going to go to the home page, which is down here in settings. Thought it was down here in settings. Let's see here. It should be down here in settings. Call us, screenwriting, search, store locator, loyalty, forms, features, campaigns. Store locator, search, screen routing, call us. Let's see here. Something must not be turned on. Let's see. Container apps. Manage outlets. Here's our outlet. Edit. All right, there's two things that are not showing up. So let me call my partner and see if he answers. All right, there are two. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's see if we missed something here. Submit receipt ratings, mortgage calculator, tip calculator, notification, admin. Oh, one of the new things that we have now is two-way chat.
Oh, I've seen you have talked about that.
Yeah, it's inside of the
Oh,
other
I
one.
seen
Of
you
the,
had talked about that. The main one?
The Loyalty Central.
So how does the two-way chat? So if they have a question or a concern. So how does the two-way chat? So if they have a question or a concern or issue or something, they would just
Did you
press
download
that,
the
tap on that, and
Loyalty
they could chat
Central
with
app?
me? Yes.
Then go look in the Loyalty Central app.
Yes.
Nope. Did you download the app called Timberlake Golf Club?
No.
Well, go into on
No.
your Android phone, go to the App Store and look up Loyalty Central. Then look for more apps by that developer and find Timberlake Golf Club and download that. Timberlake Golf Club.
Okay.
You can't look for it because it's too new for it to come up in the search, because there's 10,000 golf apps that are going to come up first.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, my computer is acting funny today. Again, no, this app is not about you. This app is about your businesses. I can't imagine why someone is going to want to be two-way chatting with you. But they will be wanting to two-way chat with the law firm that you sign up.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
And when you download that particular app,
Mm-hmm. Now, for my app, when I create that for a client, where is that button at? Or it's not on there yet? Two-way chat. The two-way chat. So you'll just have to add that. Correct. That's not showing on there, so you'll just have to add that. Correct.
First, just you're confusing two things. Again, the app that we just spent an hour or however long building your homepage, that is the main page of the app.
Right. I know.
So, if you have 50 apps on the inside, whatever features each one of those apps have is going to be on their page on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask about two-way chat,
I understand.
Any of all the different features that they would have, those would not be on the home page of the app. It would be on an inside page of the app. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I was asking about the features. It wasn't in the features,
there.
So
it's one of the features. It just wouldn't be something you would have where we've gone so far.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Let's see here. This is see, and like right here, chat user, chat support. These are all, this is the whole list of all the features. But that is not where we're going.
Oh, okay.
That is... Ah, okay. So, category, submit. That's it. Outlets. Ha!
Okay.
Nice try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, category is test. Submit. And submit. And here. Getting close. So now when we go back to here, we go back to here, we're going to close this. We're going to open this.
To the app.
So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna go to home screen. So the most important thing for you is to figure out how your app is gonna be structured. Meaning, again, is it gonna just be Atlanta? Is it gonna be Atlanta and Charlotte? Am I gonna have...
Well, right now, I just want to do Atlanta.
Okay, and then when you
right
click
now,
on...
I just want to do Atlanta.
When you click here to outlets, what's going to be there? Just a hodgepodge of businesses? In essence, I'm going to go get 50 businesses, and so I'm just going to have them here in Atlanta? Or am I going to have Marietta businesses, Atlanta businesses?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Like Marietta, Smyrna. I see what
Exactly.
you're saying. Yeah. Like Marietta, Smyrna.
So yes, then you want to figure out what are all those categories going to be. Because right here where it says manage category, you're going to come in here and you're going to put in
the name title, okay, the location.
And you can just have the title. You can have title with description. They can be sorted alphabetically or they can be sorted based on how close they are to you. And this is going to be in the root. So there's Marietta.
Oh. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Stone Mountain, Midtown, all the different,
Okay, so here we're going to put categories. Yes.
Main root categories.
So now, when we come in here, oh, see, I'm wondering if this isn't working because it's not going to work in the preview. And if that's the case, then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go back into the main app, and we're going to have to create, let's see, I have to come in here, and we're going to come in, in the design app area. Here's another image. As far as the you've got to have a splash page. Yeah, and a home page. These are when you before you get into the app. These are the things that you see. So, image for mobile. And they're giving you examples for the size right here. So we're going to come in here.
Okay. So you're creating another image, a page or something? So you're creating another image, a page or something? Okay.
Yes, I am. Okay, so.
So that's the splash page.
It's the first stuff you see when you come into the app.
Okay.
Here. Okay. So when you go to log in, you're going to have this here.
Oh, okay. And that's under. Oh, okay. Go to log in. And that's
We're
under.
right. Yeah, when you log into the app.
You. Oh, okay. And so you just created another page. Oh, okay. And
yeah.
Okay.
The login page.
So you just created another page.
Here.
Okay.
Publish.
Login page. Okay.
And we're going to put the same thing here.
The splash screen image. The splash screen image. Is that what you use the splash screen image for? The whole screen? Now, what you use the splash screen?
All we're doing, these are just the images
screen?
You're going to see when you first log into the app. Okay, what's this thing called?
Oh, okay.
What's this app called?
Business Direct Connect. What? Business Direct Connection.
Connection or connections?
Connections. Yes.
Now, one thing you're going to have to consider is underneath your app icon on the home page. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm. Should I had added apps on there and just
when the thing goes live, you're gonna have to have something underneath the icon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Did you get your licenses yet?
No, I've been working, so I'll be working on that this week.
You're going to need to get your Android license.
Yes, I'm going to do both at the same time.
Well, your Android license is going to take about 5 minutes, and your Apple license is going to take some time.
Okay.
So get your Android license done tonight.
Okay.
Because in order for us to create the APK file, we're going to need that information.
Okay, no problem.
Let's see here, 144.
Okay, no problem.
Because what I want to be able to do, what you're going to want to be able to do is you're going to want to be able to see what you're creating. You know, we've got Marietta and this and that and whatever, right? We just put that stuff in there, but you can't see it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Oh, I see. Understand. So I can do that tonight.
Yeah, once that's done, then I need the username, the password, which is probably the Gmail account that you're going to be using.
Okay.
Which is probably the email and the password. I'm guessing it's going to be the email and the password of the email account.
Okay.
Because believe me, you don't want to do it yourself. What has to be done, I don't even know how to do it. I've got to get a video, and I got to watch the video, and I got to go step by step through the video. And you're welcome. I've only done it once. No, I've done it twice. It's this nonsense. Whatever this stupid thing is here, and whatever this stupid thing is here, and I can't go any further until those two things have been done, and I can't do these until your license is done. Then once that's done, we can click this right here and generate the APK file. Once we can generate the APK file, then we can view it. See, on my app, on Loyalty Central, when we click here, we've got a list.
Right, okay.
You can't see the list that we just created for yours.
Right, okay. Yeah.
For mine, I've got pictures for my list.
Exactly.
Right now, for yours is set up just to have the words.
Right.
Why? Because you can. It's done. It's simple. It doesn't take any effort.
Right.
You can add the pictures later. So we've got your thing here.
Right.
We've got loyalty outlet, and we click on it, and nothing happens. Not because nothing is really happening, because in the preview tool, it will not show that. In order to be able to see that, you're going to have that's it.
Right. My license.
Okay, and then
makes sense.
Once that's done, then this thing will light up. We can click it, and then we can download that, and we're good to go. So,
okay.
Now, at this point in time, you see you've got stuff to work on. You see what you're going to be doing for a home page, and you see how we got here. This is what is in place right now.
Right.
I can send you this, and you can continue to work with this, or now that you know how to do it, you can start doing this. Are you with me?
Yeah. No, send me that so I can continue to work with it. Yeah. No, send me that so I can continue to work with it. And I'll have to, well, I can make changes. And I'll have to, well,
Okay.
I can make changes
I'm not sure
in
if
Word,
you're
or I
getting
have
me.
to open up Photoshop. Oh, you're referring to
Everything. You did not see me use Microsoft Word, which means you will not be using Microsoft Word to do any of this stuff.
Okay.
What you're doing from a design standpoint, it's all about Photoshop.
Okay.
I wish it wasn't. Trust me. I don't, trust me. If there was an easier way, I would be like, oh, this is the easy way.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff is for the birds. Now, test. You like and my email is all jacked up. Let me see if I can send it in. What is it? Mobile marketing branding?
Yes. At Gmail.
So what I'm sending you are the is the Photoshop file. So this won't even open in Word. And that's why I was saying you want to save things two different ways.
Right. I did write that down. You said to save it. Okay. Right. I did write that down. You said to save it.
PSD is in David.
PNG and PSG. Oh, PSD. Okay.
See, all this should be alphabetical. Test. Man, I tell you, this technology is so awesome. If you know how to use it, it's really awesome.
Well, I'll be learning. Yes, well, I'll be learning. I went on and bought Photoshop because I know there's no way around it. I've been working without it. I went on and bought Photoshop because I know there's no way around it. I've been working without it, but now I need it. I see the big difference in Photoshop and just in Word.
Yep.
There's another program, Canvas.
Not the same thing.
Oh, okay. That's just creating flyers, right? Do you like that? Oh, okay. That's just creating flyers, right?
Okay. Go to www.appadminlogin. Okay, I'm sending you another email here. Go to this website and find all of the tutorial videos on all the different app features.
Okay.
Then look at the Loyalty Central app and design your app on paper first. Meaning, figure out what features you want where. Does that make sense? Look at the home page of the app. Then go inside and familiarize. Oh my God. Okay, does that all make sense?
Okay, my question.
Do that, get it done. Okay, get me your Android stuff so I can do what I need to do as far as that stupid nonsense. And then do those things, and then let me know when we need to get back together.
Okay.
Am I making sense? We've done a lot, and we've got a lot more to do, but you gotta, it's just like eating a cow. You can eat a cow, it's just one bite at a time.
Let me ask you, you said you recorded it, did you record the screen? Right. Now, let me ask you, you said you recorded it, did you record the screen?
Everything that we've done is being recorded right now.
That was just in Photoshop. Well, the login and back.
So literally